It's the best woke new show that you're not watching. That's right. Marvel's show, Echo. You know the show that everybody wanted? That everybody wanted is finally here. And the rumors are true. It's a complete dumpster fire. The first 2 episodes are not that offensive. I wouldn't say that like Echo is the worst show I've ever seen. I don't think that that's the case. But it's not good. Not good at all. And that's kind of true of a lot of modern Marvel shows, new Marvel shows. They're just meh. That's all you can really put out. And I thought that this tweet really kind of personified, really kind of encapsulated where Marvel is. Echo, not the sweet dolphin game from the Sega Genesis, but is a overweight or no, slightly overweight Native American superhero. Didn't you know you wanted that? I'm not going to spoil anything from the show, but this is what I'm talking about. Okay, I just want to talk about a couple of the reviews, and I want to talk about this tweet, which got 4,000 likes from somebody with hashtag Free Palestine in their bio. Echo was one of the few times in the MCU where a hero's culture, identity, and heritage is at the forefront of their story. So beautiful. Really? Really? 4,100 people clicked the like button on that. Did they not watch Black Panther? Did they not watch Shang-Chi? Are you kidding me? Like, this is the brainlet goldfish brains. Oh, here's the top reply. Look at this. Black Panther, Captain America, Shang-Chi, Blue Beetle, Black Adam, and Hancock. Watching this show will make you go deaf and blind. That's the big thing. So Echo is blind, right? History always begins today. It's always the first woman that ever did anything. And I get it. You know, you gotta give people a reason. But the problem is, what they want is they want you to watch it because of Native American. They're not talking about the show. They're not talking about the CGI. They're not talking about the fight scenes. They're not talking about the dialogue. They're not talking about the acting. They're not talking about the story. 4,100 likes, 203,000 impressions for literally talking about something that is completely irrelevant to whether a show is good or not. Ever. This is why Marvel is failing. There is innumerable. If I want to learn about Native Americans, I could turn on the History Channel and watch innumerable documentaries. I don't need Marvel to teach me about Native Americans. I mean, having a deaf superhero, I guess, who cares? Now I have to get some overweight girl bossing all over the place. By the way, this is a rated R show, too. Echo is the latest MCU show to drop on Disney Plus, featuring one of the least known characters from Marvel's lineup, superheroes, supervillains, and in this case of anti-heroes. At least that's how Maya Lopez, who has been framed both in the first 3 episodes of Echo. During her debut in Hawkeye, which aired way back in 2021, Lopez is a member of the Choctaw tribe. When we first met her in Hawkeye, she was the leader of the Tracksuit Mafia and one of Kingpin's, which is a woman, I think, whatever, top cronies. In the first episode of Echo, we get into a mixture of her tragic backstory, a bit of recap on Hawkeye, blah, 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 blah. The majority of the story takes place in Oklahoma, and you care about Native Americans, apparently. You know, it's so weird that, like, I don't care about anything. Like, none of this stuff matters. It's just consume and then get excited about new product. And this is the best. Who wrote this? Paul Tassi. Want to bet it was Paul Tassi? Let me see. Oh, Eric Kane. Okay. Eric Kane's relatively reasonable. All told, Echo is fine. Is that the kind of stuff you want to set your DVR to? Oh my God, I sounded old there. Is that the kind of stuff you want? Is that appointment television when somebody says a show is fine? Fine? You see this article from crap junk website Cosmic News that gets butthurt every time I read their terrible articles. Marvel's Echo review, dumpster fire of a series. The first 2 episodes are decent enough, but the series takes a massive nosedive from there. My insiders say Echo is horrendous, and other scoopers say the same, when even claim that Kevin Feige deemed Echo unwatchable and demanded reshoots. That's why it's also been said that Marvel decided to release all of the episodes at once, and they were 100% right, as there is simply no way they could have released the series episodically. That I agree with. Echo suffers from poor writing, directing, and editing. The show actually starts off decent enough with the first 2 episodes, but the remaining 3 episodes simply unwatchable. If they paid attention to the story, directing, and editing as much as they did the Indian stuff, they might have been good. Well, that's what it is, right? They probably hired a Native American director and a bunch of actual, real Native American actors and actresses. And they're like, let's tell this story about Native Americans instead of, like, actually making it a good show and then, peppering in the Native American stuff. You have episode 4, absolutely nothing happens, and episode 5 is total garbage. I'm not going to spoil anything. You see, some others thought the roller rink says make roller skating great again, an obvious dig at Trump. Cringe. Maya also busts out of the wall right through it. Cringe. So they make cringe Trump reference. Grandma's fighting, best friend fighting. Cringe. Kingpin is a whiny bee. Kingpin has a million useless henchmen. Well, so do most people. Maya's Indian powers are cringe. Series is obviously never meant to be rated mature, and those 3 or 4 whatever blood scenes were added in later just so they could market it as mature. And the star comes off as a sociopath as a kid and kills birds and start kicking the ice cream driver. Couldn't help but laugh. I mean, these are not great reviews. It would appear that, like, this is another absolute dumpster fire. Echo earns mostly positive reviews, but scores a dubious record on Rotten Tomatoes. I suspect we're going to see this show shake out on Rotten Tomatoes very low with fans. Very low. It's just another kind of it's just content. It's content. And the only people that are interested in watching it are like, ooh, more representation. But here's the fact. Here's what Disney actually learned. Well, we don't know if they learned it, but here's what they effed around and found out about over the past, couple of months, years. Is that all these internet weirdos who spend all day online on Twitter aren't real people. They aren't actually real. They like and retweet stuff. They're bots. This is not. What about the fact that she's a Native American makes me want to watch the show? There's a million things with Native Americans in it that are actually good. Tell me why this story is good. No, she's brown, so it's amazing and powerful. It's just, This absolute state of Marvel right now is hilarious. They're making shows exclusively for critics. They're making shows exclusively for internet weirdos who spend all day on Twitter. And these people don't watch. They don't watch your shows. They're not paying to see your movies. But that's who they listen to. I mean, look at what they did to Gina Carano, right? A bunch of people with trans flags in their Twitter bios used bots to pump up tweets and got the woman fired. Disney cares more than they'll ever admit about what Twitter has to say, and it's really pathetic. And that's how you end up. And look, Echo is fine. Like, it's a fine character to exist. I'm not saying the series can't exist. Wait, is she an amputee also? Good Lord. Are you... No. What? I admit, I don't know a lot about this fringe Marvel character, so sue me. You know? Sue me. I don't know about some fringe Marvel character. But I'll tell you what. Oh my God. It's like the remember that meme where they're like, how does Vice write articles? And they're just like throwing dildos at the wall and like picking topics. I mean, what? At least there's a claw machine in the shot. Oh, what a disease.